The aim of this video is to give an overview of Mobius Flow, to introduce the interface and provide a basic understanding of the system. Firstly, plug in and power up a Mobius modem or server, making sure it is pre-configured with Mobius Flow and connected to the network you are going to be working off. Next, open up a Google Chrome browser and type into the address bar the IP address that you will have been given or written on the box that the modem came in. In this instance, it's 192.168.1.37 and press enter. Now, if this is the first time you visited Mobius Flow, it will ask you to set a username and a password. You'll need to make a note of this because you won't be able to get back into the system without it. Mine has already been set, so I'm going to add that. And click on Login. Now, the first tab that you'll get to is the configuration page. Now, this lists the services, the objects, and the items that you've already got set up within Mobius Flow. Now, the services, these are the engines which drive Mobius. Each service is essentially a microservice performing a specific task and possibly acting as an interface to a piece of hardware or a third-party system such as IBM's Bluemix, Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure. Now, further down, these are the objects. These are key to the Mobius Flow system. These typically model real-world objects and provide a mechanism for sharing data and storing state in a consistent way. Each object has a unique resource identifier, or Mobius URI, which can be discovered and used by any part of the Mobius Flow system. These can be dragged and deleted as you require. Here we've got a Node-RED connector, which we'll show you in a moment. We've got an OnOcean device driver, and we've got the individual OnOcean devices. If you click on these items, you can look at the settings for each one. You can change them, you can delete them, and you can save the changes once you've made them. If you click on the drop-down arrow here, you can see the individual devices and all the information contained within that. Again, if you click on them, you can change the various different settings and again save them when you've done that. If we now click on the Diagnostics tab, this will show you everything that's been configured on the system so far, and these are the services that we've got running. You can interact with these services, you can stop them, you can start them, and you can see what the current service state is in this column here. What you can also do is view those objects that are within that service, and you can find out more information about them. Here you can see the URI is listed, and in this example we have a hub ID, which is this section here. We have a service ID, we have a profile ID, and we have an instance ID. If we then go to the Flows tab, you will see that we've got Mobius Flow with Node-RED embedded within it. On the left here, these are a lot of the library objects that are available from Node-RED, and if you scroll down, we have a list of all the ones that we've already configured and written. Now, for this example, we're using OnOcean devices, and these can be dragged on. And you can use these to set up the flow accordingly. If you click, you can see that there's a list of how to set up the device. If you double click, you can then configure all the various different settings on that particular node. And when you're done, click there. Once you're happy with the flow, you can then deploy it. And if you want to save yourself some time, you can just deploy the modified flows only. If we then click on the Administration tab, you can add new users, you can delete them, you can change the network settings, you can create a backup, Now this is useful if you're not 100% that your changes are going to work. So before you start, you could make a backup. This will save it to your local computer, and if you do make a mistake, you can upload that using this button here and restore it. What you can also do is reboot and reset. You can change the hub ID, and you can look at the log files and security information. Once you've finished, click on Log Out, and that will take you back to the login screen. Okay, thank you.